They say the worst monsters hide in the places that feel safe: bright rooms, clean walls, quiet halls. Places where you're supposed to trust the people in them. This story starts in a small clinic on the edge of the city. Nothing fancy, just a hallway, a receptionist, and a row of rooms with those thin paper sheets on the beds that crinkle when you breathe. A man named Daniel went in for a routine checkup. Nothing serious. Just a quick appointment. He signed in, sat down, scrolled his phone, and waited for his name to be called. But the receptionist never looked up. She just stared at her screen, tapping slowly, like she was typing something she didn't want anyone to hear. Finally, a door at the end of the hall opened. A voice said, "Room 3. Not friendly, not cold, just empty." Daniel walked in. The room was too bright, the kind of bright that makes everything look washed out, like the color's been drained from the world. There was a chair in the corner, a counter with neatly arranged tools, and a bed covered in that thin paper. But something felt wrong. The air was still. Too still. Like the room was holding its breath. He sat on the bed. The paper crackled loudly, too loudly, echoing off the walls, like the room was bigger than it looked. Minutes passed. No one came in. He checked the clock. The second hand wasn't moving. He frowned, tapped the face. Nothing. Then he noticed something else. There were no shadows in the room. Not under the chair. Not under the counter. Not even under his own feet. The light was bright, but it wasn't casting anything. He stood up slowly. The paper crinkled again, but this time, it didn't stop. It kept crinkling, like someone else was shifting their weight on the bed behind him. He turned around. The bed was empty, but the paper was still moving. He backed toward the door and grabbed the handle. It didn't turn. He pulled harder. Locked. Then the overhead light flickered once, twice, and went out. The room didn't go dark. It went black. A thick, suffocating black that swallowed the air. Daniel froze. He couldn't see his hands. He couldn't see the door. He couldn't see anything. But he could hear. Breathing. Not his. Slow. Deep. Right behind him. He tried to speak, but his voice wouldn't come out. The breathing got closer. Closer. Close enough that he could feel it on the back of his neck, cold, like someone exhaling winter. Then a voice whispered, right beside his ear, "You shouldn't be here." The light snapped back on. The room was empty. The door was open. Daniel stumbled out into the hallway, gasping, shaking. The receptionist finally looked up at him. Her eyes were wide, terrified. "You went into room 3?" she whispered. Daniel nodded. She swallowed hard. "That room's been closed for years." He turned back. The door to room 3 was shut. The lights inside were off, and taped across the front was a faded sign. "Do not enter under investigation." Daniel never went back to that clinic, and no one ever figured out what he heard in that room. But sometimes, late at night, when the building is empty, staff swear they hear the paper on the examination bed crinkling, like someone's still sitting there, waiting,